Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ. Getting up to no good.
I mean, it's almost like a disability.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ rocks.
You absolutely rock!
Classic rock all the time. 93.3 KZOZ FM San Luis Obispo rocks.
7:58. Good morning. It's Jeff and Jeremy online, KZOZ.com. Get the app there. You can listen live to us. The podcast, Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. That's how you search it out. You can subscribe to it. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Jeff is still home this morning. We are going to be giving away $50 to Smart and Final here coming up in a little bit. I wanted to revisit some of the ideas in the poll, but I don't know if we can add to the poll at this point. I know we've had it up all morning, but we were asking you, how do you kind of refer to the pandemic? What's your nickname for it? And you and I came up with a few, which I think are pretty normal. And then, the crazy people that listen to this every day.
We didn't get as creative as everybody on the 805 beer text lines.
The bat crap fever. And I'm hearing Ted Nugent, bat crap fever. Test it and see.
I'm surprised he hasn't penned it and recorded it already. I mean, it's been 10 months, Ted. Where have you been, Uncle Ted?
Let's see. Santa Maria, Frank writes in, he says the China virus, which I know was going around some circles for a very long time and still is. Let's see. Was there any others that I missed that were worth bringing up?
The former president of the United States dubbed one that, while many deemed it offensive, I found it kind of funny. Kung flu.
You are fake news.
No way. Did he say that?
I thought that was really thinking off the cuff on behalf of the former president in his conference. I thought that was showing some creativity.
Through right now. Pete, you're going to be first up here. Hang on real quick. Smart and Final getting you ready for the big game.
Yeah, their deals are your wallet's defensive line. One trip, that's it. Go to your nearest Smart and Final and score a touchdown of savings for the big game.
I got to tell you, a couple weeks ago, the playoffs, the second round of the playoffs when the Seahawks lost, I went there and I got their First Street wings. They're just basic wings. They were half the price of all the other big bags of wings. Man, they turned out to be some fantastic wings. I made my own sauce.
There are many a Los Angeles Rams fan out there that would probably argue that they lost in the first round of the playoffs, not the second round of the playoffs.
Oh, okay. 805-543-3693 are the numbers to get through right now. Was it the first round? It was. Oh, my
One
bad.
and done.
I guess
One
I'm just trying to think positive here. Let's see. $4.3 billion will be spent on this for the Super Bowl this year. We need you to tell us what it is. If you do that, then you're a winner. It's a $50 gift card to go to Smart and Final, getting you ready for the big game. One stop, that's it.
One stop. Score a touchdown of savings. Your wallet is the defensive line.
All right.
It will protect you.
$4.3 billion, Pete, will be spent on this for this year's Super Bowl. What is it?
Commercials?
Commercials! No, it's not commercials, Pete. Thanks. You can try
back. There would
back.
be a lot of commercials, because aren't the commercials valued at like $5 million a pop?
Yeah. $4.3 billion.
Yeah.
Will be, and this is down from last year, by the way. More was spent on last year's Super Bowl than this, but $4.3 billion will be spent on this year for the Super Bowl. 805-543-3693. Hi, good morning. What do you think it is?
I think it's merchandise, like clothing and merchandise and stuff.
No.
Oh,
no.
Bummer.
Good guess, though. 805-543-3693. What's your name?
It's Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. What do you got?
Salaries.
Did you say celery?
Like wages for the players.
Oh God, no.
No, it's not that either.
That's an owner's take. That's not a player's take in the NFL.
Well, I guess it's a good. I like the guess though, because she's thinking all the people on all the players on both teams, the coaching staff, everybody who runs the place. I'm guessing that's what she meant. 805-543-3693.
They get to cut back on security this year.
This is down.
Ushers.
This is down 37% from last year.
Concession stand workers.
$4.3 billion will be spent on this for the Super Bowl this year. Hi, what do you think it is?
I think it's delivered pizza.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, it's a real good guess. Not the right answer, though. No.
Okay, cool.
See you later,
Thank
buddy.
you.
It's your shot to win this $50 gift card to Smart and Final. Hi, good morning. What do you got?
How about betting?
How about betting, like gambling? Yes, you're a winner. Congratulations! Yeah, there you go. $50 to go to Smart and Final. You're all set to go on your big one stop for the big game. $4.3 billion, guys, will be spent on the Super Bowl in betting this year, down 37% from last year. Jeff, why do you think that is?
Well, because there's a lot of variables that people don't care about because the game's not being played in front of a full stadium. I mean, there's I don't know. I think a lot of people are taking the Super Bowl off, or they're caring less about the Super Bowl because you look at it on paper with Patrick Mahomes going up against Tom Brady, it should be one of the highest rated Super Bowls of all time. And the fact that we can't do other things might make it one of the highest rated Super Bowls of all time. And the fact that we can't congregate at people's houses for Super Bowl parties might make it one of the highest rated Super Bowls of all time because it's got to go into each individual house. I know we're going to have about 4 people over. So that's no big party going on.
Wait, you have 4 people in your house. Are those the 4 people that are going to be over, or do you have another family?
My in-laws are visiting this weekend, so that's 2 extra. I count adults as viewing the people that care about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay, that's good. I haven't even thought about Super Bowl plans yet. I guess I'm going to have to go to Smart and Final, get stocked up again, and watch the game at my house. Maybe somebody will come over and drink beer with me and eat wings. Make sure you get to Smart and Final for the big game. Congratulations, by the way, Amy. You've got that $50 gift card to go.
All right,
use
thank you.
whatever you need from Smart and Final. They're going to take care of your needs.
You mentioned the First Street wings is your favorite big game food item.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went and got them, and I thought they were really good, and they were like $14 compared to like $26 for the competitor. You know, you go to that store brand, you can save a little bit of money, and I thought, well, I'll just get it. It was 4 pounds of wings, and we'll see what they're like. And you know what?
They're meaty.
I was thinking, well, they could be fatty, they could be small. Not the case. Big, meaty wings. It was worth it. I'm really glad I went that route. And so now I've found a bargain.
Remember, like 3 years ago, they said 2-3 years ago, they said, oh, there's going to be a shortage on wings this year.
Oh yeah, don't they do that almost every year around the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's
not
funny
this year.
I had no idea like how much it costs to have a chicken. I thought chickens were somewhat expensive because we're looking into building a coop. And
I think it's the opposite, isn't it? Aren't chickens pretty cheap?
Yeah, like my wife wanted to get some kind of exotic type of chicken, like that's like a rare chicken because the way they look or something, they're more aesthetically pleasing on the eye.
I have a friend that has exotic type chickens. If I can give you their name, they have a chicken they keep in the house as a pet.
Ooh, I'm not doing that.
It looks like, remember Sideshow Bob? That's what the chicken's head looks like. It looks like Sideshow Bob.
Chicken in the house. All they do is poop.
Exactly. Well, she says, okay, it's a husband and wife couple. They don't have kids. She says the poops are easy to pick up because they get hard fast. And it's just
okay, well, that's not something we're doing in the house. I'm sorry.
You have hardwood floors. Come on.
She asked my brother-in-law, she's like, so how much do these chickens cost? And she's expecting, like a big number. He's like, I don't know, you can get one of those for $3 to $5. I'm like, $3 to $5? The chickens are everywhere.
See,
how come you run out of wings?
That's what you got to do. Is you got to get your kids. Your kids are too old now, but if you're listening and your kids are babies, instead of cats and dogs, it can cost a lot of money going to the vet and getting fixed, and food and just get some chickens. They're cheap. They stay
They're
outside.
disposable, and you can
eat them.
You can cook them up for some food or get some eggs from them if you need to. But the thing is, they have no personality whatsoever. Does your friend with the chicken pet like come up and like want to be pet like a real pet, like my cat jumps in the lap, or the dog comes over and brushes against your hand?
I mean, it's not like a normal, cat or dog, but I mean, the chicken does come around you, and his name is Meep, or her name. I think it's a her. She laid an egg. Her name is Meep, and because she kind of looks like the Roadrunner. So, but yeah, she'll come up and sit in your lap, but and hang out there. And my buddy Ben says the chicken really grew on him. He laughed and thought this was the most stupidest thing he'd ever seen until the chicken sat in his lap. And then he said, yeah, that kind of grows on you.
You thinking about getting a chicken as a pet then?
No, I'm happy with the dog, and that's more than enough. More than enough.
That is the oddest pet I've ever heard of, was the pet chicken.
I mean, it's like kind of having a pet bird. I mean, I don't know.
It's not. It's not, because they poop on the floor. The pet bird poops in a cage.
So what are you going to do with these chickens? You want to get eggs? Is that what your wife wants to do? I mean, is that what she's thinking?
That's what I want to do.
Fresh
I
eggs?
want to get eggs.
They come out all dirty.
Egg supply.
Yeah, they come out all dirty. You got to wash them.
That's fine.
And then as soon as you wash them, you got to eat them.
That's fine.
I had a buddy who used to bring us eggs. Andy brought us eggs, and then I started getting sick, and I'm like, what's the deal? He goes, oh, they've been sitting on my counter for 2 weeks before I brought them in. So apparently they have a 2-week window.
Before you can pass them off to your coworkers?
And give them the poos, yeah.
before you give your coworkers salmonella?
It wasn't full on. I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything.
I just didn't feel very good for a couple days.
Terms and conditions apply. If my bedroom ever becomes a crime scene, I hope the detectives know the difference between signs of a struggle and me just getting up like every other morning. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3.
Earlier, you had mentioned that your neighbors get their panties in a bunch when you roll your boat out. What time of day are you rolling your boat out?
It was a holiday. It was Martin Luther King Day, and it was 7 a.m. I figured I'd wait till 7 before I pull it out. And the powered dolly makes a lot of noise. It's battery operated, runs off a deep cycle battery. And I wish it was quieter, but it's a little loud.
7 a.m. roofer. That's the name that he got from his comments. Writes in on the 805 beer text lines. He says 7 a.m. is when you can start making noise.
Oh, thank you.
He's a roofer, and that's when they start working, especially in the summertime, and people call the cops on him all the time. So he knows the rules, I guess.
Well, get up. Quit being so lazy. Do something with yourself, would you? For God's sakes, it's 7 a.m. Most people have already been up for hours. They've had breakfast. They've done chores, whatever. 7 a.m.
Do most people wake up before 7 a.m.? I don't know if that's the truth, Jeremy. I think that's your truth.
I know.
Because because we've always had this job. Of course, we always wake up before 7 a.m. This morning, I mean, despite the fact that I'm at home and I'm still in my PJs, to be honest with you, I still got up at I think it was 4:30 is when I woke up this morning. Because you just get up. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's when I get up. I get up at 4:30, but I realize most people that's a little early. But I mean, gosh, come on, get up by 7 a.m. I should be able to make noise. You should be awake. You don't have to be up and doing things. You could still be in your robe, drinking your coffee. But there was a time when you and I used to work afternoons, and I used to go to bed at 4 a.m. And maybe 3, but usually it was about 4 a.m. And then one day I had to switch and start getting up at 4 a.m. And I realized that was tough, but so I get it. If people are going to bed late, because they don't have to be up early, and their schedules are different, and they work later, then I don't know what to tell you. The rest of the world runs on a different clock. Get some good earplugs, because I'm pulling my boat out It's 7 a.m. I thought that was being nice. I mean, honestly, I wanted to pull it out at 5:30, and I waited. Well,
I mean, if you're going to do the damage, if they're going to get mad at 7, I'd say next time you just say, well, they're going to get mad regardless. So
do it when I want.
5:30 when you want.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
We appreciate the contribution on the 805 beer text line.
But it's California. I mean, it's living in my neighborhood where everybody lives on top of each other on this hill. That's the worst thing. I'm never living on a hill again, because when you live on a hill, everybody's on top of you. It doesn't matter if they're on your right, your left, in front of you, behind you. Everybody's got to live on the hill. Probably for the view, I guess. I have no idea, but yeah.
The question for everybody this morning, you could give us a call, 805-543-3693, or you can text in your answer. When is the appropriate time for somebody to make massive amounts of noise in the morning?
Yeah, it's a good question.
When can they start working on big projects that create lots of noise?
That your neighbors might hear inside their house, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about. And by the way,
roofing, whether you're pulling the boat out of the garage. Now, how long? What's the duration of this noise that you speak of to get your boat out of your garage? Like, is it
no less than 60 seconds, no more than 90?
Okay. Well, that's not. I mean, you should be able to endure that.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know. You ever hear, like, my kids were watching this cartoon, and the cartoon, one of the jokes on the cartoon was make a loud, annoying noise, and it was like, and it just went on and on and on. And I went back to see how long they did it for, and it was only 6 seconds. And I was like, gosh, so 60 to 90 seconds might be an eternity, especially if you're still sleeping and you're like, okay, this is going to end. This is going to end. This is going to end. Nope. It doesn't end. It's just this loud.
Yeah, I was hoping I could find a video of this dolly make. I'll see if I can find it, and then we'll play it for you.
At least with roofing, it's usually somebody on the roof nailing some stuff down, with some nails, and a hammer, and that's got kind of a soothing metronome sound to it,
Yeah. Hi. Good morning. Thanks. Go ahead.
This is about making the noise.
Yes, ma'am.
So we were having a new driveway put in, and they were jackhammering. It was a Friday. They started at 2 p.m., and my neighbor comes down the hill in her bathrobe at 2 p.m., screaming that we interrupted her sleeping, or her nap, her wine 30 nap, I'm assuming. But it's just like, no matter what time or what day, and I live on a hill too, and I agree with you. So people are crazy.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, come on, that is more than appropriate time after lunch.
Yeah, right. But she came down and cussed out the guy that was jackhammering my driveway out, and he said, "What do I do?" And I said, "Keep going. I don't care."
Yeah, it's 2:00.
Exactly.
No, I know.
On a Friday.
I know.
Come on.
You can't do it then. When are you going to get the job done?
Yeah,
Exactly.
And it had everything to do. I had every bone of my body and strength just to have some sort of, discipline not to tell her about how much I hate her being my neighbor at that point. And I didn't. And I was proud of myself, because if you listen to this, I have a short temper and I let it fly quite often. And I really wanted to tell her to trim her trees, because I have to trim them because they come over the fence.
And you wonder why I don't tell people where I live. I mean, hell, I went to an event and I met your next door neighbor. He's like, yeah, I'm Jeremy's next door neighbor. I can't. I'm not telling anybody where I live or what I do.
I found, obviously not mine, Jeff, but I found it's called a Parkit 360, and this is what it sounds like. This is somebody else moving their trailer. It's getting closer. Hold on. 7 a.m.
So it sounds like a swarm of killer bees. You can see how that could wake somebody up from a dead sleep, and they're afraid that their house is getting attacked by bees.
Now, I don't move it around like this guy. He's doing all this. I just solid 90 seconds of this.
When you get to work, just think of something funny you heard here when you have to fake laugh at your boss's jokes.
I'm your boss, Jeremy.
Back to Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.